Hi all, Hal here with more Space Engineers. The game that keeps on giving. Alright, so for the folks who haven't been playing along and this is your first time tuning in, or basically Space Engineers is the game that came out long ago. It was one of the first space-based true sandbox games where you were pretty much only limited by your imagination. Towards the end of last year, they finally put in planet-side content where there are actually planets that you can land on and explore now. They're no longer just backdrop items. And so I figured, just to do something a little bit different and have some fun with it, I wanted to go ahead and do a playthrough. I've got a poll running that will close out at the end of this week on Sunday. Well, actually, no, let me rephrase that. We're going to close the poll on Friday. That way I can actually record next week's episodes and know what we're doing with it. So what we're going to do is that if you want to see this done as a in-character storyline style survival game, that's how I'll play through it. If you're more interested in seeing just, as a regular Let's Play, no story mode or anything like that, the game does not actually have a storyline per se. Basically what I would be doing is free scripting it. For those who don't know what that is, it's you kind of, pull it out your butt as you go along. I would set like small goals for myself in order to survive, about like getting the base built, getting an oxygen supply, getting life support, and as things go on and through, we would develop that into a more of a storyline progression. Now, what I'm doing currently is just getting the foundation work done. If you haven't seen the first episode, I do suggest you go back and take a look. I do a little bit of an intro on the idea of what we're voting for, but that poll will be up on last episode as well as this episode, and I will be tallying the results this weekend, and then we'll start moving forward from however everybody wants to proceed. So the short version is an RP style playthrough where we come up with our own storyline, a just normal survival mode, which is what I'm currently doing, and then the final option is just basically a creative mode and like either mod or other people's creation highlights. But I'll go through the workshop, look and see what some of the new things that are coming out, and we'll incorporate those in some way. Now, no matter which option you choose, you're still probably going to get that other content as well. Basically like mod highlights and that type of situation. But I did want to let everybody know ahead of time what's going on. Now, for the people who were here last time, you're probably going to notice a small change in the markers that you can see on screen. Let me see here. Okay, so if you look across the top and center of the screen, you'll see white markers that'll tell you that have a type of resource highlighted. I was able to finish the ore detector, and we've got it turned on currently. And then the bluish that you see in the top right or top left corner, the iron, nickel, and cobalt marker, that is our GPS system. So what we've done is, since I've got the ore detector running now, you can actually see the ore that's within about 200 and so meters. So not only the things on this asteroid, but any asteroids that are really close by. Now, one of the other things that I've done is I've actually changed the layout of the ship a little bit. So what we've done is, last time we took the front of the ship off, right? We put the ore detector in, and you can see it. This is a modded ore detector. It requires a ridiculous number of components to actually complete out, but it takes very little to get it up and run. Well, I shouldn't say very little. It took probably a half hour or so of resource gathering and processing to get what I needed to get this far. But it has a lot more resources than the in-game, the vanilla ore detector. The trade-off is that while it's more power hungry and resource intensive, it has a much greatly enhanced aura or area of detection. So that was very, very important because I wanted to be able to find things fairly easily. Now, the other thing that I've done is I took the control console out, and I did replace it, but what I did is I took the center line of the blocks out of the ship. I put a conveyor in, and as you can see, we've got conveyor tubes here going all the way back to the refinery. Now, what this does is it ties in anything that I hook up to the front of the ship to the general inventory, including the command chair. So if you see my my energy and oxygen right now, when I get into the chair, it should refill. Oh, it's not refilling the oxygen. Oh, see, there's a problem. That the oxygen should actually be refilling right now. So I'll figure out what's going on with that in a little bit. The other thing that I did is I actually added an antenna. What this allows is for anything that the ship is detecting, since we have the ore detector on, it gives me the markers by radio. So I can actually see where everything's at. Now, if I turn the antenna off, I will lose those markers. With this turned on and set to broadcasting, I get all the sensor data that comes off the ship. We also cleaned up the back here a little bit, and we added a couple more of the small cargo containers so that this thing can hold a lot more cargo. And what I will be doing is actually adding a bit to the front here. What I'm planning on doing is putting in a couple of minor drill, like the drill mounts. In fact, I will show you the one we're going to be using, because we're going to be using another mod for drills where they're the twin drills. This basically has an effective drill size of a little bit better than twice the vanilla drills. I actually like the model a little bit better, which is one of the reasons why I like using these more than the vanilla. Because I just think the model looks much better. Whoops. There we go. So what I'm going to end up doing is putting in, probably moving this over one so that it sits here instead. I don't know. I might put it here. But I think I want it out here because, no, actually if I do that, I'm not going to be able to connect one to the top of it. Drats. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to have to put it here, because what I need to do is have a connector that goes from here, and I'm going to put another one above it, so that we'll be able to mine into structures, or into asteroids, and be able to have enough of a clearance area that we don't have to worry about what's going on with the ship. Well, crud. Okay, I'm gonna have to rethink.
Storm inbound.
That's always fun. I'm gonna have to rethink what I'm gonna do with my layout for this then. So because I do have thruster damage turned on, what that means is that right now when they're idling, they won't do anything. But when you try to use the thrusters, if you've got them obstructed, the thrusters will damage and eventually destroy anything in front of them. This is really important because when later in the game, if we start using any types of the modded thrusters, that damage increases based on the thruster power output. So the stronger the thruster that you have in place, the more damage it deals to anything in front of it, including players. So you don't want to be in front of these things when they're firing for some reason. Alright, so that brings you up to speed with what's going on with where I'm at. Oh, let's see here. Need to check our inventory. I am running an inventory mod as well, and what I'll do is I'll put a collection together of all the mods that I'm running, and I'll put that up on Steam, so anybody who is playing Space Engineers or gets into Space Engineers and wants to see how I'm playing, you're more than welcome to download that. And what it'll do is it'll link all of the modifications that I'm using within the game. Alright, so let's take a look really quick. So one of the things that I'm using is an automated inventory system. So when you use tags in the open and closed brackets like this, it tells the system certain things. Like, let's look here. Like this one container has just components in it. This one will only hold ingots, and this one will capture all the ore that isn't being processed. So what we've done is we've made our small reactor exempt, so it will only pull uranium. I will change that later because I don't want this to be the only reactor pulling uranium. So what we'll do is when we get to the point where we're building our base, we'll reconfigure a lot of this, but for right now it works just the way it needs to. The oxygen generator is also exempt, as is the refinery, because if you don't make the refinery exempt, it keeps fighting with the inventory system to try and they keep fighting over the ores, basically. The assembler doesn't do that. Don't ask me why. When it's actually crafting things, the assembler will pull what it needs, and the mod is smart enough to know to not touch it, let it go, and it leaves it alone. So basically what this thing allows us to do is anything that has a connected inventory system, let's say the assembler here, we can move something over here, and what it'll do, or what it should do, is pull the stuff out of here. And it's, oh, you know why? Because the assembler's being funny. So you see how I put it in the connector, and now it's in the component cargo container. So very useful mod. Some people say it's a little cheesy because, you know, you don't have to manage your inventory so closely. My thing is with as much stuff as you are doing in this game, making sure crap is in the right cargo container is micromanagement that does not need to be done. So, oh, see, and the flight seat is not on the inventory. Man, do you have to connect that to the back? Oh, you know what it is? Is there a... No, it should be... See, it should... Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So, one of the things we need to do now is to find some platinum. I have not found any in the immediate area. What we're going to do is, let's go over our GPS. We're going to turn on all of our GPS points, and we're going to go back and revisit some of these to make sure we're not missing the platinum, because we didn't have the actual detector before. So it is very possible that we missed them the first time around. Alright, so now that we've got that, I'm going to have to put lights on this thing too at some point. Alright, so let's back up, take this thing out. And I'm not planning on changing any of the names of my waypoints unless I find platinum. If I find new minerals, then I will. But if I'm just finding more of the same, I'm not going to worry about it. I do have to get some more silicon here, and silver as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm going to have to grab some of that. Alright. So, I'm not seeing any here. See, I have the worst luck in this game because I always find everything except one mineral, and the one that I need is always the one that I don't have. So, iron, nickel, and cobalt. Magnesium, silver, and iron. Alright. So what we're going to do then is go ahead... We're going to head over here and go take a look through these, see if we can find us some platinum. If not, we'll continue on and exploring. Before I get too far, I want to set one of those as home. Alright, this one we're actually going to say that's our home location. Alright, let's disable the thruster so we don't continuously burn power we don't need to burn. And we're going to head over there. And what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut, and we will be right back. Oh, excuse me. Had a space frog in the throat. Yeah, so... Welcome back. Oh, so basically what I'm doing right now is just gathering up some resource because I am in the process of laying down the foundations for a base, and you can probably see right there around the corner. What I've been doing is, as you can see here, I've been producing a few things, mostly steel plates, because this is what I need a lot of. So what we're going to do is, actually we're going to do, I don't know, let's do like 500 of those as well. Let me go show you what we're working on here. Okay, so Yes, it looks like a bored cube. No, that is not the final form factor. So what we're going to be doing is I'm actually putting in 9 of the large storage the large cargo containers. This way I can have 3 for basically ingots, ore, and components each. And since they are connected to each other, all I have to do is put one or 2 access points on it, and we can have things loading and unloading from here. So what we're going to do is we'll end up putting a conveyor on probably, I don't know, on one of the sides. Basically what I'm doing right now is just framing everything in, so I can get an idea of where things are going to fall. I'm building in between a couple of the the big asteroids, simply because of the fact that the meteor swarms tend to hit on either side, and this way the natural defenses come into play. Whoa. You weren't there before. Oh, that's not good. Wow, that's a fairly impressive impact. Alright, well, at least we found a nice ice pocket. Wow, that's rather crazy. Alright. So yeah, basically what I'm going to do is we're going to end up welding all of this up. We're going to have a cargo area that's going to be pretty much completely closed off. There's no reason to go in here once everything is done. If I need to do any replacements, I can always take a section out, do the repair work that I need to do, and then put the section back. But all of this will be closed off. The area down here will be our manufacturing and the beginnings of our command center. Oh, let me see, because I need to make sure that's 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be there. So that leaves us 5 spots, which is exactly enough for what we need to be able to do. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a set of assemblers in here. We're going to have a bunch of refineries, and we need enough room to make sure that we can put the upgrade modules on them. Actually, do I have any? No, I don't. I need to go grab some plates. But yeah, that's the short-term goal. Now, one of the things we are going to run into is because I still have not found platinum. Actually, let's back up here a little bit, so we're not listening to all that. But because I still haven't found platinum, there we go. Let me show you what's going on with this. Are we out of iron again? Well, we've got plenty of iron. Is it just because I haven't told it to create anything? Interesting. So basically, what we need platinum for is, where is it at? If we want to use the missiles, which I am not planning on using, honestly, but more importantly, thrusters. In order for us to build more ships, we need more thrusters, and in order to get those thrusters, I need platinum. So what I'm probably going to be doing
storm inbound.
What I'll probably be doing off camera is once again going looking for platinum, because let me actually, all of these GPS points, not one of them had platinum. Oh, that sounded painful. Oh, hello. Any more coming in? Yep. Our base actually took a hit. Whoa, hello. There's all sorts of stuff coming down at us. Let's hide behind the base here a little bit. So yeah, it looks like our base actually took a hit in the corner right there. So this does mean that we are going to have to worry about building defense turrets as well. Always fun stuff. Was that just a grazing hit? I think that was just a graze too. Wow. So at least it wasn't the ship. Right? Let me check, make sure. Because I say that now. Oh, right. Nope. Looks like the ship got away pretty much unscathed. That's a good thing. Because with my luck, it'll hit one of those thrusters, and it is the one part that I can't replace or repair right now. I am going to go ahead and keep working on all of this. I want to thank you all for stopping in today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you throw them in the section below the video. Oh, man. This is going to be an expensive build. Oh, I can see already I'm going to have to go with the heavy materials, the heavy armor blocks. Oh well. But I do want to thank you again for stopping in today, and if you haven't done so already, I do ask that you subscribe. Not only does it help keep you informed when new stuff comes out, it also helps the channel to grow, and that's definitely a good thing in in the grand scheme of things. It also lets me know what content you're enjoying, because if you're liking and subscribing for certain content, you're going to get more of it. Alright? So with that, I am out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I hope to see you either tomorrow for more Ark, or actually tomorrow will be Friday, so it'll actually be 7 Days to Die and Empyrean, or for the Friday live stream at 7 p.m. U.S. Pacific time. For those playing internationally, yeah, we no longer, well, we're now out of our daylight savings, so you may want to adjust accordingly. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic night, and thanks again, everybody. As always, take care and be safe out there. Now, if we can just not get killed by the asteroids, or by the meteors. Oh, so much to do. So much iron.